Hi, I'm Sharon Parrish from My Village, and today we're going to talk about picky eaters. Is food a battle in your house? Do you find yourself in the kitchen as a short order cook? I have a strategy to stop the fighting and to get your kids to start eating a variety of foods. There are two types of picky eaters. One where the child has all the power. They'll only eat a handful of foods, so their parents are in the kitchen making those foods over and over and over again just so their child will eat. And the other is where the parents keep the power. They serve something for dinner and they put a little bit of everything on their child's plate and they have to sit there at the table until they're done eating it. Or the famous, just 3 more bites or 2 more bites rules. The key to stopping the food battle and to get your children to ultimately start eating a variety of foods, is to share the power. What does that mean? It means I choose what to serve and you choose what to eat. At every meal, I give my children 3 options. One is usually a protein, a fruit or vegetable, and a starch. They can choose to eat as much or as little of any of those three options. And they can even choose to eat nothing at all. The rule is what's at the table is what we're serving right now. So I need you to put a little bit on your plate. I would love you to take a bite of all 3 things. If taking a bite is too much for you, then maybe you could just take a little lick, put it on your finger and lick it. And if that's too much for you, then you can just kind of put it on your fork and bring it up to smell it. Now I do this because we know that children have to be exposed to foods about 28 times before they develop a taste for it. And it usually takes about 10 to 15 times for picky eaters to even attempt to taste it. So if I give them foods that they don't necessarily like, but they put it on their plate, and they know that this is not a fight, it's not a battle, what they choose to do with that food is up to them. But this is what I'm going to ask them to do and what I'm going to encourage them to do. Then I am giving them an opportunity to have these 28 exposures so that we can finally get them to start eating this food. The other reason that this works is because we know that children have a well-balanced diet, not in a day, but over a week or 2 weeks or even over a month. So when I give them 3 different varieties, all from different food groups, and allow them to put that on their plate, I'm honoring that about them. I'm telling them if today they just want strawberries for breakfast, that's okay, because maybe at lunch they'll eat just pasta at lunch, and maybe at dinner they'll eat just protein, and that's all okay. Now, I know some of you are saying, my kid's really picky. What happens if they eat nothing? My kid's not even that hearty. Are they going to starve? And the answer is no, they're not going to starve. So some options to slowly introduce this to your family is when I serve something that I think my kids aren't going to like say we're going to have fish for dinner, then I'm going to think about the other 2 sides and make sure that they're things that they could potentially eat. The other option is when you serve something that you know your child really doesn't like that meal, the next meal serve 3 of their favorites. So we know that they're kind of eating during the day and they're still kind of getting this exposure. You can also offer your children really great snack options. I don't give my kids a lot of choices for snacks, but I do give them a snack 1 hour after they've eaten. So if they're at a meal and they're like, nothing is good, they can have a fruit or a vegetable or a healthy snack that I have chosen. And the last option that I gave my kids when they were going through a really difficult phase was I had a couple option substitute meals. It kept me from being a short order cook and it got them eating. So in our house, the substitute was anything in the fruit or vegetable drawer. I figured if you want to eat fruits or vegetables, then I'm not going to fight with you, and I don't care what fruits or vegetables they are. They had to be raw because I wasn't willing to cook them, and you had to be able to get it yourself and clean it up. They had an apple and they wanted it cut, and they weren't old enough to cut it, well, tough luck. You're going to have to learn to eat it straight from the core. But this was something that really helped my children get through this. The great thing about this strategy is your whole family is sitting down at the table and you're all eating one meal. It's a really beautiful thing. The other great thing is we're not fighting with our kids anymore. We just said, these are the options. And if you don't want to eat it, you don't have to. The ball is completely in their court about what they're going to eat and when they're going to eat it. So it's really nice. And the other really, really great thing about this is we have an obesity epidemic in our society. And children who learn to listen to their bellies and stop when they're full and eat when they're hungry and eat things that really sound good to us, our bodies have some pretty good instincts, have a lower chance of being obese when they're adults. So this is my strategy to getting children to start eating and stop fighting about food. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please comment below. And of course, subscribe to my channel. I come back with more gentle parenting tips every Tuesday. Thanks. Bye.